My name is Annika Visser and I translated a poem from Afrikaans.
My name is Brennan To and I translated a poem from Chinese.
My name is David Larson and I translated a poem from Arabic.
I think Uliot's poem on child loss and miscarriage can really resonate and bring, hopefully, a lot of comfort and solace to many parents experiencing this loss.
The most interesting part of the poem is how it starts off almost like a diary entry and transitions into its own poetic logic in a seamless manner.
The poem is by Tahir Hamami, and what drew me to it in the first place was my admiration for his scholarship on early Arabic poetry.
Liam by Gisela Uliot. You're a planet with a 36 degrees Celsius sun. You come from a place where the weather always shines down.
This is Pay No Heed to the Forest-Piercing Wind and Leaf-Lashing Storm by Su Dongpo. I turn back and see the tempest-ravaged path from whence I came. I shall head back, believing in neither rain nor shine.
The Palm Tree Sings by Tahir Hamami, and it's dated 1981. I see the palm tree walking in the streets with head held high, a lofty one, the overthrower and defier.
My name is Miriam Kaleya and I translated from Maltese.
Hello, my name is Wa'il Al-Mahdi and I translated a poem from Arabic.
My name is Thea Petru and I translated a poem from Italian.
The poem Backbone speaks of vulnerability and otherness. It addresses the body as armor and memory as metaphor.
I chose a poem from Arabic by Iraqi poet Karim Khanjar because of its raw immediacy and because of the fact that it's almost completely content-driven.
I really like this poem because it seems to unfold just like the waterfall that it speaks of.
This is Backbone, translated from Sinsla by Nadia Mefsou, after Ftit Mara, Ftit Tifla by Simone Nguanes. Undress me, I said, and you removed my clothes bit by bit, like a cautious sculptor, your breath laboring with each of your fingers' movements.
The title is Breaking News, a mass grave has been found near. Yesterday, the forensics directorate called. We want your DNA. We found some old bones. Like every time, I spin like an orange on the knife of hope.
The poem is called The Name I Have Given You and it's by Laura Liberale. The name I have given you is but a first wish. It begins as a whisper, then unfolds into a trill and sings an assertion.
My name is Alison Entrican, and my students and I translated a poem from Brazilian Portuguese. I chose this poem because it intrigues me, and I thought it would be a good challenge for my students and workshop participants. 27 people from Brazil, Portugal, UK, Australia, France, Canada, and the United States worked on this translation in 4 separate groups. Please check the credits for all of our names. This is a poem without a name from O Livro das Semelhanças by Ana Martins Marques.
I am in today as if on a horse.
You are in your clothes as if in a ship.
We're in the city as if in a theatre, in a forest, in the water.
Tuesday afternoon is a street market.
We meet almost by omission.
At the cafe table with its checkered cloth.
My name is Mike Bainham, and I translated a poem from Arabic. What I really enjoyed about the translation was working closely with the poet Adil Latvi. At every stage of the process, I learnt so much. This is the poem's Thirst, taken from a collection entitled Thirst Tells the Story of Its Life, and it is by Adil Latvi. From your eyes a poem is falling, and a handful of stars. I am the sea, I milk the moon and quench your rock's thirst. If the poem is thirsty, it licks the dew. If it is hungry, it eats the Zajal poet's heart. If it is cold, his grievance warms it. If it is warm, his spirit cools it. If it is happy, it sings. If it is sad, its song enthralls me.
Hi, my name is Grant Schutzman, and I translated a poem from Portuguese. What drew me to this poem was the power of its imagery, especially in the very last line, and I wanted to carry that over into English. Father, by Álvaro Fausto da Roma. What amazes me most about the night is how at a certain moment the liquid of darkness becomes one with time, with mud, with all matter visible and invisible. I begin to suspect I'm asleep at the very moment you come in. I call out your name, just as I could quite simply call you Father, that very word I have not uttered for a quarter century. But you arrive, and the words glimmer, and with them the names of the children that persist below the vastness of the earth. Beneath this pale light we embrace, even though I know I'm asleep, and as soon as I wake, the horizon will bend into black like every other day. It's not a bother that you've opened the book of the dead's weighty page. It's not your fault. On the contrary, we try to laugh because we no longer know where to look for tears, and we're amazed by the flesh, intact at the center of this rotten world. Sharp as always, you don't warn me I'm dreaming, nor tell me the old bedtime stories. You stare steadily at the stars that we've come to know, and we go down the long list of names of those who drowned in the September winds, those whose fear is erased by guns, and we toast our tribe, and those whose steps we follow across the earth, across seas, across town squares, across entire cities. We come back to the same libraries where we learned the language of love, with the same lights I will die beneath, and that will follow your grandchildren, whose improbable manuscripts will speak only of poetry. What amazes me most about the night is when I awake from its deceit and realize how your face resists forgetting.